Well, let's talk a little bit about your newsletter, because you've got a fun title for it. I was looking at it. What do you call your newsletter? The Inside something?
What is it? Insider Club? Is that what it says?
Yes, the Insider Club.
Yeah.
And you're offering goodies and early chapters and extra material. So with your newsletter, how often are you sending out your newsletter, and what kind of goodies are you offering?
All right, maybe we can just skip this question because it is not very often. It is almost nothing. So again, I think this is an illustration of just how the adult market is a lot different from the children's market, because you know, in my experience, these are the kids picking up the paper book, and even if they really, really, really like it, like they're just not going to sign up for an email, and you know, for whatever reason. And so the email is like embarrassingly small. It's mostly people that would sign up for it would sign up when I had book 3 out and they were trying to figure out when book 4 was going to come out. So they would sign up for that. And since the last book was available for pre-order in the summer, signups just went like downhill from almost nothing to very practically nothing. And so since, you know, I could see that people weren't signing up to get the goodies. I don't give a lot of goodies. I just don't spend a lot of time with that because it doesn't seem like that's what they're looking for. And so anyway, so basically I wrote that at the beginning thinking that it was something that they want. I think that's a good lesson just to be able to look at something and to look at objectively. Same thing with the Amazon ads, same thing with everything. Look at objectively. Is this working? Is this what people want? No. Well, what do people want? And then let's give them that.
Makes sense. And then a couple more nerdy questions, and we'll go out to some broader stuff. But you mentioned that the traditional call to action page there at the end. Yeah. Oh, reader, didn't you have a wonderful time reading this book? Please review it. Please tell your friends. Please send a tweet. It's kind of wasted because the younger readers probably don't have Twitter, probably don't have that option, and they don't care what you said there about going to review. Like, yeah, I enjoyed your book. I read it. I don't need homework. Set that down. So what sort of back matter and front matter do you make allowance for? What would you recommend including, if anything?
Yeah. So again, I think that it's very, I think making it very clear what the rest of the books in the series are. So with my publisher, we've just set up a page for the next reprint. That spells out, even though the rest of the books, there's a little picture of each book in the back of the page, in the back of the book, along with some of the other publishers' other titles, and there's a page at the front of my book that just says the titles. There's a specific page that we set up in the back of the book that says, hey, continue the adventure. It's got all 4 stories, and it's got a little summary for each story to get them a little bit more interested. I think that's probably the most important thing, because, you know, I've had people write reviews, write to me like, hey, my kid really loved Trapped in a Video Game book 1. We really hope you write more. Like, well, I wrote a lot more, and it's very clear. So making things, because a lot of, you know, it's a grandma buying a book for the kid. And so it's not the kid, a grandma they might see twice a year or something like that, you know? And so you got to really spell things out. Here are the books. Here's what it's about. It's very exciting, and go get it. And Amazon, if you're with a publisher, they make it much easier to do that on the page. You can have an A+ detail page, which I can have now for Trapped in a Video Game, and it talks about the rest of the books in the series and things like that. And just anything that spells things out like that really seems to you see an uptick every time you're able to do something like that, just to spell out, hey, here's the rest of the books in the series, just so you know, here's what it's about. They're really cool. So
I love the idea of somebody who has your book right there, that they can't be bothered to check the front or the back. They go to your website to find your email. They've already got Amazon. Can't be bothered to check that. Can't do a search for Dustin Brady. Go to your website, ignore all the other books listed, and straight to asking you.
Yeah, absolutely. It's very frustrating, but it happens sometimes.
Readers are magical and mysterious sometimes.